A confusing dancing swirl of stars greeted them dead ahead. It grew larger and more complex as the asp drew ever closer. That's about close enough, Eros said to himself. He brought the ship into a radial hold and entered orbit. Flicking a couple of toggles, the controls folded back into the seat, and he put his feet on the console ahead of him. He stared at Maia B, at the apparent void in space-time. The door opened behind him. While it was usual to remain strapped in at all times while performing maneuvers, Sima had carefully navigated from her quarters to the cockpit. "What's the plan?" she asked bluntly. "Well, you're going to hate me for this, but," Eros said, pausing as Sima sighed very loudly and groaned, "I am going to remove some of the safety features of the navigation computer. We will then be able to move into the ergosphere of Maia B. We have to obviously be careful, but once we have the ship parked there in supercruise, I'll do some experiments with the secondary frameshift drive. You are going to play with the gravitational field, right next to a black hole. I swear, if the Fargoids don't kill us, you will," she said, drifting towards the canopy, looking at the swirling distortions. "And why will this help us?" She reached out and touched the glass. "The frameshift drive housings are what the mugs are made from, and even then it's a specific layer within that material that forms in shells. When we melt the scrap down, these layers mix. They don't lose their properties, but they just sort of dilute a little. Ever noticed that no two mugs keep the same temperature? It's because of that. Now, I have a theory that the effect is some kind of frame dragging or lens veering effect that is imparted on particles permanently. The only way that could happen is if some of the material is being turned into micro black holes, though I thought they couldn't exist due to Hawking radiation, I thought," Sima interrupted. "Yeah, and we know Hawking radiation is produced by black holes. We've measured it. But I have a hunch that something breaks during rapid collapse of a frameshift field, something we missed that imparts stability." I guess I'm on stick. Yes. As I say, I need a few hours to get around the safety interlocks and finish a display tool so you can see where the predicted outer horizon is and where the ergosphere is. We absolutely do not want to go anywhere near the horizon. Random question, and I'm sure the answer is no, but aren't we protected by the frameshift drive if we pass into the horizon? Yeah, you are correct. The answer is no. The frameshift drive can bend spacetime very much like a black hole. It does so with the expense of power rather than being a natural state. Truth be told, due to the time dilation, we still don't know the answers of the experiments which we did perform on black holes. I'd hazard a guess that it isn't worth trying. I predict that overlapping such intense gravitational fields will destroy the ship. Even passing into the ergosphere is going to cause problems for us. I don't take doing this lightly, you know. Well, that's a relief. I thought you were just being crazy. At least I know you're being serious, but crazy. How much time do we lose? Well, right now we're running back about 1 second per hour, so not too bad. We are largely protected by the frameshift field, but there is still some leakage. We will have to get much closer and move much faster. The leakage will be worse, but we're talking hours maybe? Certainly not days or weeks, or years. Confident with that estimate? Pretty confident. Eros waved his hand and smiled. Sima didn't smile back.